Welcome back to L Vanes Radio. I'm L Vanes, and this is your Wednesday edition of the morning show. All right. Um, welcome back. Every day we're becoming something. The question is, are we beginning? Are we becoming who we actually want to be, or are we just becoming what the world is shaping us into? You know, because the thing is, if you don't program yourself, life surely will. Oh, no, I might have to get a new blazer, man. It be getting too tight. Anyway, let me get back to session. But yeah, welcome back to Elvain's Radio. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Um, so we're starting this morning with a reminder of just how quickly life changes. One thing I wanted to talk about is the Kentucky flood crisis, just going on right now. Um, I looked up some more updates today. Um, there's severe flooding has hit Kentucky uh, after heavy rainfall, leaving communities damaged, families impacted, and emergency crews working through rescue efforts. So what happened? All right, so heavy storms, right, caused floods. Okay, multiple communities were affected, roads, homes. I see here that a few people lost their lives. Um, the real conversation here is that like the real conversation here is that uh, a flood is never just the water, right? Like I was saying, some people lost their lives, some people lost their homes. Some people don't know what to do next. Um, and I just my heart goes out. So if you're watching this and there is something that you could do, whether that be donate to some fund. Maybe I'll put maybe I'll put a link. I'll put a link. I'll find something for us to donate to. I'll find something for us to donate to. Good morning, Norali. But yeah, so for Kentucky, I'll find what I'm going to do for this video, and I'm gonna post it on my social media, and I'll probably post the video on here as well. I'm gonna find some some charity or some link for us to donate to for the Kentucky flood crisis that's going on right now. Like I was saying, some people lost their lives. Some people don't know what to do next. Now a community is trying to rebuild, and I know that I don't know if a war is going on right now or whatever, but this is more so we need to work. We need to focus on each other. You know, I'm here in Florida, so I completely understand how weather can be. Um, Man, as I was saying, my heart goes out to those people. Yeah. So I think I think one way we can try to be better moving forward is to just try to prepare for these things. So I don't know if the drainage system could be better, or maybe there's nothing we can do sometimes about the weather. Because natural disasters are just that. Sometimes when it's about to rain, or there's an earthquake, or there's something, there's nothing you can do but react. So what I'm going to do is put a link on on this video. I'm gonna snip this. Put it on my social media, and so my social media is L Vans Radio on all platforms. So yeah, we're gonna donate, man, to the cause, man, for uh, the Kentucky flood crisis that's going on right now. Yeah, and I don't want to speak on that too much. So speaking of change, the sports world is always reminding us that nothing stays the same. All right, so Ja Morant is getting sent to Portland. I believe this for Jeremy Grant. Okay, Ja Morant trade Details, yeah. We'll go to the details. You always want to go to the. No, let me stop playing. You always want to go to the details. But yeah, so Portland gets Ja Morant. Memphis gets Jeremy Grant, forward Chris Murray, and $1 million in cash. Why they why they gave them $1 million in cash? What they gonna do with it? What they gonna do with that 1 million? Mhm. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. All right. I ain't gonna say nothing. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm working on these buttons, you guys. You know we're gonna figure this out. You know what? Yeah. So I like that. I like that. Ja Morant is getting sent to Portland. Dang man. You know he was the number 2 overall pick in his draft class, and he's a great player. Great player. I don't know if he's really gonna be able to shoot guns in Portland, or anything like that. But yeah, man. I think the thing is eventually your talent does not outweigh your character. So let me say that again. Eventually, your talent does not outweigh your character because the team, the overall, is what this is about. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. How is everybody doing this morning? Good morning. Thank you guys for tuning in. L Veins Radio. I'm L Veins. But yeah, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Right? Now, I understand that when you are a great player, coaches will overlook things. But eventually, we have to focus on the team here. We have to focus on the goal. Are we getting closer to the goal or further away from it? Like Ja Morant, he was just dunking on people. And now they done dumped them in the trash, shipped them to Portland. They done did it, y'all. So here's the thing. Portland's got one of my favorite players, Lillard. Damn it, Lillard. One of my favorite players. They ain't time. All right. So I don't know what they're finna do. You know what I'm saying? Um, let's see who else Portland. Let's see who Portland has on the roster. I know they got Scoot Henderson. All right, so they got Damian Lillard, Denny Avdija. All right, Drew Holiday, Scoot Henderson, Donovan Clingan. Man, what is this? A poem? Shaden Sharp, Yang Hanson. They got Robert Webb. Robert Webb pretty good. He's pretty good. All right, so they got Caleb Love. It's pretty good. Well, I don't know how good he is. I think he's a rookie this year. Anyway, listen. They need to make some trades. If they ain't going nowhere if they ain't make no trades. You got to make some trades because I don't know what is this. What is this? What am I supposed to do with that? Huh? Play 21? That ain't how the NBA works. Anyway, but yeah. So now Ja is in Portland. It's a new environment. There's new expectations. This is a new team. I wonder whose team is it going to be because, Damian Lillard, that's his team, and I think they paid him. If I'm not mistaken. So what are they going to do? I don't know. We'll see. Because I think it's good though that he got out of Memphis. Because Memphis is rough. You can tell by the way Glorilla talk. She be like Memphis or something. I don't really. They ain't really my business. But yeah, right? She'd be like Memphis or something like that. I don't know. But yeah. So it's probably good that he got out of that environment. Get around some nice people. It's probably some nice people in Portland. It's probably some nice people in Portland. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. It's probably some nice people in Portland. Go meet the nice people in Portland, John Morant, okay? Go be a nice person. Focus on basketball. We talking basketball. We love that basketball. We talking basketball. We love that basketball. So yeah, man, get around some nice people. Focus on basketball. Get back to dunking on people, and go back to the playoffs. Take Portland somewhere they ain't been in a minute, if I'm not mistaken. The playoffs. All right. They need some love in Portland, man. They tired of getting smacked. They tired of getting smacked. You know? So they tired of getting smacked. Yeah, I told you I'm work with the buttons. We're working on it. But yeah, man. Yeah. So do we need a new environment to become a new version of ourselves? I think sometimes we do. I think sometimes we do because some people can only see you as the person that you were or have been. Sometimes you do need a new environment. You can't change the people around you, but you can change the people around you. All right. So you can't change a person, but you can find new people. New friends and a better. Some people that I would say complement your skills and your goals better than your current friends, right? That's just life, man. Sometimes the people that are here now may not be here tomorrow, and that's for the better. Good morning, Melody Griffith. Good morning. It's a nice name, Melody. Yeah, but yeah. So, um, sometimes you need new people around you, man. Get some new people around you. Get some fresh air. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the people. My coach used to say, if you want to see if you want me to tell you your future, show me your friends. Show me the people that's around you. Show me the things that you're doing. Show me that. Are you staying focused? Are you staying locked in? Because only time will tell. But yeah, so do we bring the same problems with us wherever we go? So that's the bet that they are making. All right. The the Portland Trailblazers are making a bet that the John Morant that we were getting, with the gestures, the unpositive, the non-positive gestures that he was making, right? Um, he won't make those no more. He'll focus on basketball. He'll get back to dunking on people. You gotta get back to dunking on people, man. It's only so long you dunk on people now. I'm trying to tell you. Eventually, he ain't gonna dunk on people no more. But yeah, so yeah, man. Shout out John Morant. I think he's a great player. I hope things, turn around for him. Hope his career, skyrockets from here. And I hope Lillard get him a ring. You feel me? Yeah. Shout out to Trailblazers. Shout out to the Grizzlies as well. I don't know what they finna do. Cause Bane is gone, Morant is gone, but hey, you never know. Maybe it's time for Jaren Jackson to really put them big boy pants on. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's time for Jaren Jackson to really take off, really show them folk what really can do, not just on the defensive end, but on the offensive end too. What is one inspirational thing that you would like the world that you would like to say and you want the world to know? Stay the course. Stay the course. That's one, and I think, and we'll even get in more to that later. But stay the course. I think sometimes when we ask for things or we're going for our goals, like we may start something new, and we can see the dream, but we don't see the work that we have to put in for the dream to come true, right? So I think for me, I'm thinking stay the course. Stay the course. Stay the course. Um, Stay strong through the storm. There'll be ups and downs on your journey, um, but stay positive. Love yourself, because you got this. You got this. And I know sometimes you might feel like, dang, I ain't got this. You got this. You got it. Stay the course. All right. So, Ja Morant, stay the course. Stay the course. All right. You know, Maybe there's a reason why God sent you to Portland. Maybe this is where your career turns around. So stay the course, stay strong through the storm. You know, when the pressure is on, it's just time. You got to be a diamond. They say pressure makes diamonds. So you got this. That's what I think, Melody. You give me one. So Melody, you tell me one inspirational thing that you would like to say, and you want the world to know. What's one thing you would like to say? All right. But moving forward from there, we're gonna go to our culture desk. Um, and we're talking about the internet era. All right. So everyone has a stage, including me. All right. So I want you to understand that this is a judgment-free zone. When I talk about the news, when I talk about any of these things, I'm asking questions. Stay positive and don't give up no matter how hard the situation may seem. Because yeah, God is with you, man. God is with you. The thing is, man, you know, I think when you realize, oh, I ain't even mean to put a prayer hands up like that. But when you realize that God is with you, and you give it to God, you know what I'm saying? Because you gotta understand, like when I say give it to God, like let what they say, let go and let God. You gotta let go, man. And if it's some stuff you need to let go, go ahead and let it go. If you don't know how to let it go, find a way to let it go. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be today, tomorrow. Maybe it can be piece by piece, right? But when you let go and let God, there's a trust in that. There's a peace in that. There's a freedom in that. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, are we in the internet era? Everyone has a stage, including me. So like I was saying, this is a judgment-free zone. All right. These are just questions. These are just me asking what's going on out there in the world. What do you guys think? What's on your mind? You know, Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Put the wins in the chat. If if you brush your teeth today for the first time this week, put that in the chat. If you put deodorant on again, put that in the chat. If you drunk water, if you went to the gym, if you woke up today, put that in the chat. But yeah, so the other day I was walking down the hallway, right? I was walking down the hallway as I was walking to record Soul Nightcap. So if you don't know, Soul Nightcap is my podcast. Well, not my podcast. Soul Nightcap is a podcast that L Vanes hosts, but also owns. But anyway, yeah. So Nightcap is my late night podcast, similar to just late night talk show. Um, I share videos of that on my Instagram, on here as well. I'm sharing one of my episodes tomorrow. Yep, tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm sharing uh my episode with Reg Black. He's a singer, a poet. Um, like I call him Mr. All Purpose. He do a lot of great things. He's an artist, right? There's gonna be part of the video where he sings. We're gonna be talking and interviewing him. Great stuff. That's one thing that I'm start doing more, which is, those episodes of Soul Nightcap. But that's besides the point. As I was walking down the hallway from my apartment to go record Soul Nightcap, I was thinking to myself, right, that the world is full of creatives now. The world is like oozing creativity. Creativity is like everywhere. You could be anywhere, and next thing you know, you're in a skit. You could be you could be at home with your kids. Next thing you know, your kids want you to be in a TikTok video. Anything is possible, right? With AI and all this other stuff. But what I'm saying is the world is creative, right? The world has become more creative, whether it be through technology or however you want to look at it. So with the world being more creative these days, you have more creators than ever, right? So essentially, you are trying to be creative enough that other creators will stop creating to watch you create or see what you have created. All right. So why does all of that matter? Right? So essentially, we're trying, well, I already said that. Right? So what we're talking about is viral moments. We're talking about brands. We're talking about ads everywhere. We're talking about online careers. What I'm saying is there's a whole virtual world. You too, Melody. Have a great day. All right. So are we living in the greatest era of opportunity or the greatest era of comparison? All right. Or both. Because I'm not closed to both. All right. Right. So I'm not closed to the idea that we are living in the greatest era of opportunity and the greatest era of comparison. Because with opportunity comes probably comparison. When you want to be an artist, there's other artists. When you want to be a businessman, there's other businesses. You're not the only one who has a dream. Martin Luther King. But anyway, yeah. So are we living in the greatest era of opportunity or the greatest era of comparison? I think it's both. Yeah, so like a friend said to me the other day, yeah, a friend said to me the other day, they were like, there aren't any more stars, right? So I think, and what she was getting at is that, everything is on Front Street. Everyone knows everything about everyone. Like everything is being monetized, or any of that. Like no one is mysterious, right? No one is mysterious, right? Like one person I think about being mysterious, like Playboy Cardi, right? He has like a big following, but I think he's like oh, let me do that. But yeah, so Playboy Cardi, right? So I think he doesn't like pop out much, right? Like if I'm not mistaken, like he doesn't pop out much, like but he has a very big following. Everybody knows when he's dropping some music or when he's going here or when he's going there. Which I think maybe a star needs some mystery, but I don't know if that's what the world is thriving off today. Because people want to know about you. People want to know about you. People want to feel like they're a part of your life, and all of that stuff. Um, but as far as not having any stars, I would also not argue, but I would also bring up the point that I don't know if we should have stars, where people idolize people too much, to where they'll hop their fence, and try to break into their house and lay on their couch or something. There are people like that, I remember dating this girl, and she was very obsessed with Drake, and she was like, you know what? I just feel like if he seen me, he would be like, you know, she thought she was different. And I'm not saying that she's not different. However, I think when you become a star, so to speak, and you show so much of your life, people begin to feel like they can be a part of your life, right? So maybe she felt that way. Maybe she felt like, you know what, if he seen me, he would say, you know what, you are who I've been waiting for my whole life. And I think, honestly, as an artist, that's probably what you want, but that may be the danger in it as well. So I guess just be careful out there, because at the end of the day, you know, as an artist, as a person of interest, as someone who wants people to pay attention to them, when you have a following, they feel like they're your friend, your colleague, or however they, whatever. Fans are fans. I don't know, but just be careful out there, right? So, are there any more stars? Mm, I don't know. You guys tell me, right? So, yeah, let me calm down. Let me drink a little water. Water, drink a little water. Supposed to be watching myself on TV. How's everybody doing today, man? How y'all feeling? It's Wednesday. We halfway through the week. It's hump day. It's gonna be Friday before you know it. Most people are off Friday because it's the 4th of July. So if I don't see you before then, happy Fourth, happy holidays to you and your family. Put some on the grill. You know, live, have a thrill, and truly let people know how you feel. But yeah, happy Fourth, man. Happy Fourth. What? Like Melody, 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 Melody. You gotta follow me on Instagram at L Veins Radio. I love that you got back. That just shows me that we locked in. We locked in, so you understand. You know, not that you know. I don't know, man. I really appreciate that. That's what I'm gonna say. Truly, I really appreciate that. But yeah, so this for you. It's for Melody right here. All right, now y'all relax, relax, relax. This is my show. This is my show. But yeah, man. Yeah. So now we're at the debate table. Um, I think this just leans into the previous segment, and this is: Are we becoming our own brands? Right. So I think when I ask that, the underlying question is: Are we becoming only our brand? Like, are we losing our identity as human beings? Right? Like, is everything that we're doing to make money or to monetize something or to like are we becoming characters in movies? You know, and the thing is, I remember hearing someone bring that subject, and honestly, I think for a lot of movies there are characters in real life, because how else would that movie have existed? A lot of movies are inspiration from actual things that have happened, right? Um, but yeah, are people becoming characters? Are we becoming only our brands? Like, for example, am I becoming only L Veins? No, but maybe some people are. Like, are we losing our identity for the virality of it, for the entertainment of it? Like, but I think that's really just what America is these days. America is entertainment. It is the American dream, making multiple streams of income. Um, all of these things, and these are great things. But are we expressing ourselves or only marketing ourselves, or both? Like I said earlier, I'm not closed to both because it could be expressing ourselves and marketing ourselves. Because eventually, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you are an artist, when you are a businessman, when you're an entrepreneur, whatever it is, eventually you want to be paid for your services. initially you may do things, you may give out samples, or you may give away things for free, like a performance, or like your clothing or things of that nature. But eventually you want to get to the point where you're making money off of these things. And that's the difficult part. You have to figure out how to do that, right? So are we expressing ourselves and marketing ourselves? I think it's both, right? So personal branding is power. All right. So you have opportunities, right? So opportunities are like creating careers, right? Small business owners, right? They're reaching their customers directly, right? And then you have audiences being built for artists off of social media, right? And then you have creativity, right? So creativity, you have the ability to create, which is also freedom, right? So anyone can publish, anyone can, create, publish, and find their audience. And as I was saying earlier about the freedom, so you have the independence to do these things. Like I was saying earlier, the multiple streams of income, right? Which means more control, all right? But also, you know what I'm saying? Like the world used to get to decide who has the microphone. Not anyone, not me, right? So I'm on live, I'm on YouTube, and I'm on my camcorder, right? And I'm gonna put videos on social medias later, right? So what I'm saying is, are we only becoming the newscaster? I think all I'm saying is, don't lose yourself for the likes. Don't lose yourself for the comments. Don't lose yourself in this virtual world. Find love, find real life, and find somebody to laugh with. All right. Look at my 350. That's crazy. Anyway, yeah. Stay focused out there. Right. So as I was saying, is this the most creative era we've lived in? Right. So how many opportunities exist now that didn't before? A lot. You know it. You know it. You can be anything these days. You can be anything and make money. Now, I think I think the fact that you can be many things and make money, it's almost like it's almost like having a child and not allowing them to truly have freedom until they go to college. Right? Sometimes you have to go out there and experience things because you didn't when you were younger. Right? So what I'm saying is, with the newfound freedom, you have to truly decide what you want to be, because now the lens, the scope is so vast that you could be so many different things. And none of those be you. Yeah. But yeah. So all right. So everything has become content, right? Everything has become content. If everything has become content, do we still know how to live? Like, do you know when's the last time you rode your bike? Now, I was thinking about it the other day, man. I might buy me a bike just so I can get on it, man. Cause I feel like get me a bike, you know what I'm saying? I get me a bike and I'm riding down the shore. You feel me? Like get me a bike, I ride down the shore on a Saturday where the sun is crisp. You feel me? Breeze on me. You see what I'm saying? And I'm just smooth, right? What I'm saying is you gotta find peace, man. I know people be like hug a tree. I ain't saying you gotta go hug a tree, because there be bugs on them. But go outside. Smell the air. What day they said, taste the air. Taste the Here's the air. Yeah, y'all don't know nothing about that. That's the next Friday. That's the next Friday, man. You ain't from around here. So if you get into it with them, they gonna come mess with me. Look at my roof. Look at my roof. But yeah, man. So everything has become, even when we go outside, it's content. Now we only go outside to get content. We only go outside to get content, y'all. Where is it? We only go outside to get content. We'll just go out. And now it ain't even outdoors, it's just outside. Motherfucker, you only go. Outside is now it's an event. That's what it's become, an event. All right. So and the thing is, you have less privacy, right? You as I was saying, you're recording everything, right? You share every moment. You're turning experiences into posts, right? Like parents go places with their kids just to record their kids and post it on their social media. Have fun with your kids. Truly be, what's the word? Present. Truly be present. You know, when you like back in the day when your teacher used to call your name, present, be here. Jay-Z said it best. No matter where you are, there you are. Okay? Yeah. So you have less privacy. You're performing happiness. As I was saying, you just doing them highlight reels. Monday, Monday, 8:30 Eastern time. You have a great day, Melody. See you next time. Make sure you like and subscribe. Um, but yeah, and we're also allowing social media to accelerate our life, right? Like we're allowing social media to accelerate our lives. People are sharing emotionally, not factually, like false and unclear, these things that, you know, we gotta, thank you. We gotta understand that life was meant to be seen through these eyes. You see these eyes? You gotta see through these eyes, not through your camera lens all the time. You see what I'm saying? You dig it? Yeah, man. Right? So, yeah, stay focused. I just want to know, are people happy actually? Because I think sometimes we're just chasing attention, and attention is a drug as well. You can get pretty high on attention, pretty dope on attention. All right, but that's not what it's all about. You know, I want you guys to ask yourself. I want you guys to ask yourself a question. This is when I knew I wanted to be the greatest poet to ever live. Ask yourself, and when I say greatest poet, I'm talking about in my own life, because I won't relate to anybody else's poetry more than I relate to mine. It makes sense. Like I'm sure to Pusha T, he's the best rapper. I'm sure to um, Mike Bibby, he's the best basketball player. Like now, I'm not saying you'll compare. Like these are no compare. That these aren't comparisons. These aren't people to compare themselves to anyone, but the person they were the day before, how far they've come in their own life. Because that's really what it's about. You should be only comparing yourself to the person you were the day before, not anyone. Because once you start comparing yourself, that's when you start to lose joy. Because comparison is the thief of joy. And you just begin to lose anyway, because you'll never be somebody else. You only can be yourself, right? But yeah, so I forgot where I was going. So we're just gonna go to the next story. So our Win Wednesday moment. Stay the course. Stay the course. As I was saying earlier, before Melody left, stay the course. Before we close, right? It's time for our Win Wednesday moment, and today's reminder is simple: stay strong, stay the course, focus on the plan, and not your feelings. Focus on the plan, man, and not your feelings. Okay? Focus on the plan, all right? And not your feelings. All right? Because feelings are fickle. They'll be up, they'll be down. You know what I'm saying? They'll be up, they'll be down. But focus on the plan. Focus. You know what I'm saying? Like your feelings change daily. Motivation comes and goes. That's why you gotta marry discipline and date motivation. Cause motivation come around when she wants to. You feel it? Motivation come around when she wants to. Every time she come around, she be sexy though. We have a good time, me and motivation. But discipline, that's what I need. You know what I'm saying? Motivation is the house. Discipline is the home. Motivation is the job. Discipline is the career. You dig what I'm saying? Date, motivation, marry, discipline. All right. So yeah, motivation comes and goes. Some days you'll feel unstoppable. Some days you'll question everything. Some days you'll question everything. Some days you'll just want to scream. For real. Right? But don't negotiate with yourself. Just because you don't feel like it doesn't make it less important. It's still important. Even though you don't want to do it, it's still important. You still got to go do it. Listen, here's a quote. When you don't want to do it, you got to do it. When you want to do it, just do it. Just do it. Man, I don't want to get on the stairs today. Now you got to go get on the stairs. Cause you can't put that mental block on you. Don't negotiate with yourself. Cause once you start negotiating, then you always stay in negotiation. Everything is negotiation now. Everything is maybe. No. It's gotta happen. Set them goals, stick to it, say F your feelings. I gotta do it for me. All right. I don't know why I'm so emotional today. Maybe I'm just really getting into it. But yeah, happy Wednesday, man. Yeah, so don't negotiate with yourself just because you don't feel it. Just because you don't feel it. Because it's still important. Remember the bigger picture. Remember your why. Remember why you started doing this in the first place. Remember that. That's why it's got to be strong enough. That's why it's got to be strong enough for times like this. I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this. Let me see. Anyway, yeah, man, stay focused. Remember why you did this. Remember why you started. And if you can't remember, write it down. You know what? Even if you do remember, write it down. Write it down. Plain sight, plain. Write it. Write it, man. Write it out. All right. Write it out. All right. So, um, and stay focused on the plan. Like I said, your mood is temporary, but the vision requires commitment. The vision requires commitment. if the vision requires commitment, how you gonna get to the commitment without the vision? Find the vision, commit to it, and stay locked in. Stay locked in. You dig what I'm saying? Right? So the people who make it aren't always the ones who feel ready. They keep moving, keep trying. When the feeling leaves, they stay the course. Like my guy say, keep dribbling. What made LeBron one of the greatest? Not one of the greatest. Cause he's still playing. What made LeBron one of and still currently the greatest? He kept dribbling. When other people want to go out and do this and do, he stayed focused on the goal. Sometimes the goal takes sacrifice. Sometimes the goal takes sacrifices. Sometimes. All right. So keep swimming. Y'all heard Dory. Keep swimming. Okay. So the world is loud. Trends change. Opinions change. Your feelings change. But your direction remains yours. All right. So protect your attention. Move with intention. This is L Veins. And this is L Veins Radio. Signing off. Until Monday. I'll see you guys then. You finish out your week strong. Have a great rest of your week. I hope you make some money. I hope you brush your teeth. I hope you put on some deodorant, and I hope you have a great time. All right. So until next time, happy holidays, happy 4th to you and your family, and remember, love is the answer. Love is the answer. Until next time. Ugh.